Today we will revise module number 4 and 5. Today we will revise module number 4 and 5. Good evening, my dear children. We will revise module number 4 and 5. All of you open your workbook. We will revise module number 4 and 5. 2 days before we have revised third module. Now we will revise 4 and 5 module. Okay. All of you open this workbook. So children, we will begin with the revision of module number 4. Children, what did we learn in module number 4? In module number 4, we learned about subject pronouns. We learned about subject pronouns. So what are subject pronouns? One moment, children. Subject pronouns are pronouns that take place of naming words, people, place, animal, and things that do the main action in a sentence. So what are subject pronouns? Subject pronouns are the pronouns that take the place of naming words. So instead of using the naming words again and again, we can use the subject pronouns. Okay, it may be name of a person, place, animal, or a thing. So instead of using the naming words again and again, we can use subject pronoun. So subject pronouns are the pronouns that do the main action in a sentence. So what is a subject? Those who do the main action in a sentence are called as subject. So instead of the name, we can use the subject pronoun. I will explain you with some examples. All of you please pay attention. Now see this example. Ruhi and her mother go to the market. Ruhi and her mother go to the market. Ruhi and her mother buy clothes. Ruhi and her mother go to the market. In this sentence, children, who is doing the action? Ruhi and her mother are doing the action of going to the market. So they are the subject, isn't it? Ruhi and her mother are the subject because they are doing the action of going to the market. Second one, Ruhi and her mother buy clothes. Ruhi and her mother buy clothes. Now, let us see how we can use subject pronoun. See here, first sentence will remain as it is because we don't know the name of the person. So the first sentence will remain as it is. Ruhi and her mother go to the market. Here Ruhi and her mother are the subject. So instead of Ruhi and mother, we can write they. Why we can write they? Because it is more than one person. So we can write they. Have you understood, children? When can we use they? We can use they when there are more than one person. Here, Ruhi and her mother are the subject because they are doing the action of going to the market. So instead of using Ruhi and her mother in the second sentence again, we can use the subject pronoun they. We can use the subject pronoun they. See the next example. Rohan plays football. Rohan plays football. Rohan is a happy boy. Rohan is a happy boy. Here, Rohan is doing the action of playing football. So, Rohan is the subject. Rohan is playing the football. So, Rohan is doing the action of playing football. So, Rohan is the subject. So, instead of using the name of Rohan again in the second sentence, we can say Rohan plays football. He is a happy boy. So did you understand now, children? Subject pronouns are used in place of naming words. So instead of using the naming words again and again, we can use subject pronoun. Children, but in the first sentence, because we don't know the name of the person, place, animal, or a thing, we have to use the name. For example, here the first sentence is Rohan plays football. Here we have to write the name of the person because we don't know the name of the person. We cannot use subject pronoun in the first sentence. We have to write the name of the person in the first sentence. So Rohan plays football will remain as it is. We will use subject pronoun in the second sentence. So how can we use Rohan plays football? He is a happy boy. He is a happy boy. Why, children? Why have we used the word he? Because Rohan is the name of a boy. We use the subject pronoun he when we are talking about a boy. We use the subject pronoun he when we are talking about a boy. So here we have used the subject pronoun he. Have you understood the children? Instead of writing the naming words again and again, we can use subject pronouns. Now children, pay attention here. We use the subject pronoun I when we are talking about ourselves. For example, I will give you children my example. I will tell I am a teacher. I will not tell my name. For example, I will not tell Emilda teacher, isn't it? Because I am talking about myself, I will tell I am a teacher. So when we are talking about ourselves, we use the subject pronoun I. When we are talking about ourselves, we use the subject pronoun I. Okay. Next one. Next subject pronoun given here is he. When we are talking about a boy or a man, we use a subject pronoun he. When we are talking about a boy or a man, we use the subject pronoun he. For example, children, just now we saw he is a happy boy. So Rohan is a happy boy. So instead of using Rohan name again in the second sentence, we have used subject pronoun he. So we use the subject pronoun he when we are talking about a boy or a man. Okay. We use the subject pronoun she when we are talking about a girl or a woman. When do we use the subject pronoun she? We use the subject pronoun she when we are talking about a girl or a woman. For example, Pooja is a girl. Second sentence will be, she is a good girl. Instead of writing the name of Pooja again in the second sentence, I can write, she is a good girl. So when we are talking about a girl or a woman, we can use the subject pronoun she. We use the subject pronoun she when we are talking about a girl or a woman. Next is, we use the subject pronoun we when we are talking about oneself and others. We use the subject pronoun we when we are talking about oneself and others. For example, children, if someone is there with me, okay, if someone is there with me, what I will tell, I will not tell Emelda teacher and Pooja teacher. What I will tell, we are teaching English. What I will tell, we are teaching English. So while talking about oneself and others, we use the subject pronoun we. While talking about oneself and others, we use the subject pronoun we. Okay. For example, one more example. If I and my son is going for a picnic, what I will say, I will not tell my name and my son's name, isn't it? What I will tell, we are going for a picnic. We are going for a picnic. So children, when we are talking about ourselves and someone else is there with us, and for example, if I am talking about myself and someone else is there with me, I will not tell my name and that person's name, but I will tell we. I will use the subject pronoun we. So when do you use the subject pronoun we? While talking about oneself and others. While talking about oneself and others. Next is they. While talking about many people. While talking about many people. See here you can see a boy is talking about many people. For example, if I say, if I want to talk about many people, for example, I can see some people talking. I can see some people talking. And then I will not tell each person's name, but I will tell they. I will tell they are talking. They are talking. So we use the subject pronoun they when we are talking about many people. We use the subject pronoun they when we are talking about many people. Okay. Now next is, while talking to someone else. While talking to someone else, we use the subject pronoun you. While talking about While talking to someone else, we use the subject pronoun you. For example, I am the teacher and a child is sitting in the first bench. I will tell you come here. So while talking to someone else, I don't know the person's name, so I can use the subject pronoun you. So while talking to someone else, we can use the subject pronoun you. Children, we also use the subject pronoun you when we are talking to many people. We also use the subject pronoun you when we are talking to many people. For example, I will tell you all come here. You all come here. Here I am talking to many people at a time. So I can use the subject pronoun you when I am talking to many people at a time. When I'm talking to many people at a time, instead of taking all their names, I can tell you all come here. So children, when talking to many people at a time, we can use the subject pronoun you. Last one, while talking about animals or non-living things, we can use the subject pronoun it. While talking about animals or non-living things, we use the subject pronoun it. For example, I can see a table there. So what I will say, it is a table. I will not tell he table, she table, because it is a non-living thing. So when we are talking about animals or non-living things, children, we will use the subject pronoun it. When we are talking about animals or non-living things, we use the subject pronoun it. Okay. One moment, children. Children, then in this module, we also learned the name of some fruits, isn't it? Mango, apple, grapes, banana. Then some vegetable names also we have learned. What we have learned? Carrot, onion, corn, potato. Then we have done a puzzle where we have to search the name of the vegetables and we had. So children, now let's move to the next activity. Children, see here, two columns are there, one and many. We use the subject pronoun I when we are talking about one person. When I'm talking about myself, I will use I. But if someone else is there with me, I will not tell we. So when we are talking about when one person or when we are talking about ourselves, we use the subject pronoun I. But when we are talking about ourselves and someone else, then we use the subject pronoun we. So we use the subject pronoun I for one and we for many. Then next is you. We use the subject pronoun you when we are talking to one person. Said children, subject pronoun you can be used when we are talking about one person and too many people at a time. You can use the subject pronoun you when we are talking to many people at a time also. And we use the subject pronoun you when we are talking to one person also. So you is used for one and you is also used for many. Then he and she. When it is one boy and when it is one girl, we use the subject pronoun he or she. If it is a boy, we use he, and if it is a girl, we use she. So when it is one, we use he or she. But if there are many, we use the subject pronoun they. If there are many, we use the subject pronoun they. Now, children, we have also done some activity. Underline the subject pronoun in the sentences given below. It is a new dress. It is a new dress. Here we are talking about a new dress. Dress is a non-living thing, so we have used the subject pronoun it. So in this sentence, it is the subject pronoun. So we have underlined the word it. Next is, you will all get prizes. Here, I am talking to many people at a time. So what is the subject pronoun that is used? It is you. So I will underline the word you. You is a subject pronoun. So I have underlined the word you. Next is, I have many friends. I is also a subject pronoun. So I have underlined the word I. She plays football. Here we are talking about a girl or a woman. So she is a subject pronoun used for a girl or a woman. So I will underline the word she. Have you understood, children? Why have we underlined it, you, I, and she? Because they all are subject pronoun. It, see, it in the first sentence, you in the second sentence, I in the third sentence, and she in the fourth sentence. We have all underlined because they are all subject pronoun. Next is match the following. Match the pictures to the correct subject pronouns. Here some pictures are given. We have to match them to the correct subject pronouns. Okay. First one is already done. You can see a girl. A girl is talking about herself. So it is matched to I. Next picture is book. Book is a non-living thing. So we will match it to it. Book is a non-living thing, so we will match it to it. Third is they. When we are talking about many people, we use the subject pronoun they. So we will match it here. Next is a picture of a boy. When we are talking about a boy or a man, we use the subject pronoun he. So I have matched with he. Okay, children? Fill in the blanks with the correct subject pronouns from the options given in the brackets. Tommy, Ahmed, and Sonu went to the park. Dash. Options given are I, they, he had a fun day. Children, see here Tommy, Ahmed, and Sonu. There are many children. They all went to the park. So just now said, when we are talking about many people at a time, we use the subject pronoun they. So we will choose the subject pronoun they and we will write in the blank they. Why have we selected subject pronoun they? Because here we are talking about many children. So when we are talking about many people, then we use the subject pronoun they. Next is, can I have a sandwich? Options given are I, she, and we. I am very hungry. I just now said when we are talking about ourselves, we use the subject pronoun I. When we are talking about ourselves, we use the subject pronoun I. So we will select the subject pronoun I and we will write in the blank I. We will write in the blank I. Okay. Next is the elephant has tusk. Dash. It, we, they also has big ears. Children, I just now said, when we are talking about an animal, we use the subject pronoun it. When we are talking about an animal, we use the subject pronoun it. So elephant is the name of an animal. Elephant is name of an animal. So we use the subject pronoun it. So we will choose the subject pronoun it and we will write in the blank it. Next is Anita and I are going out. Dash are going to the market. Anita and I. Children, we have learned just now when we are talking about ourselves and someone else, then we use the subject pronoun we. When we are talking about ourselves and others, we use the subject pronoun we. So we will choose we and we will write in the blank we. Okay. Children, then last part in this module was you had to color a bus, isn't it? Given on page number 35, which you all have done very nicely, isn't it? So on the basis of that picture, you have to answer some fill in the blanks. The children are sitting in a dash bus. If you have colored it red, then you can write red. If you have colored it blue, you can write blue bus. Whatever color you have put for the bus, you have to write that color. Second sentence is already done. The bus driver is driving the bus. The bus driver is driving the bus. Third is the bus is on the road or street. Any one word you can write. You can write road or street. Both are the same. Okay. Next is the bus has 4 wheels. Bus has 4 wheels. You will write there wheels. Then the last one, the wheels of the bus go round and round. The wheels of the bus go round and round. Children, with this, we have finished revision of module number 4. Now we will do revision of module number 5. I hope you have all understood when we can use subject pronouns and what are the words that are used as subject pronouns. So we will move further to the revision of module number 5. Okay, children, all of you open module number 5, page number 40. Module number 5, page number 40. What have we learned in this module, children? Do you remember? What have we learned in this module? In this module, children, we have learned about different animal sounds. In the first part of module number 5, we have learned about different animal sounds. So let's make a quick revision of it. A horse neighs. The sound made by a horse is called as neigh. The sound made by a horse is called as neigh. So when a horse makes a sound, we say a horse neighs. A donkey brays. The sound made by a donkey is called as bray. So we say a donkey brays. Then a pigeon coos. The sound made by a pigeon is called as coo. So when a pigeon makes a sound, we say a pigeon coos. A lion roars. The sound made by a lion is called as roar. So when a lion makes a sound, we say a lion roars. A dog barks. A dog barks. The sound made by a dog is called as a bark. So when a dog is barking, we say dog barks. A pig oinks. The sound made by a pig is called as oink. The sound made by a pig is called as oinks. So when a pig makes a sound, we say a pig oinks. A duck quacks. The sound made by a duck is called as quack. The sound made by a duck is called as quacks. So when a duck makes a sound, we say a duck quacks. A cow moves. A cow moves. So when a cow makes a sound, we say a cow moves. The cow moves. The sound made by a cat is called as mews. The sound made by a cat is called as mews. So when a cat makes a sound, we say a cat mews. So children, these are the children. Then what is the next thing that we have done in this module? We have matched the animals with their sounds. What have we done? We have matched the animals with their sounds. The first picture is of a duck. You can see this is a picture of a duck. The sound made by a duck is called as quack. So we have matched duck with quack. Then is a snake. The snake is a very dangerous reptile, isn't it? And the sound made by a snake is called as hiss. The sound made by a snake is called as hiss. So we have matched snake with hiss. Next animal is frog. The sound made by a frog is called as croak. So we have matched frog with croak. Next is cow. The sound made by a cow is called as moo. So we have matched cow with moo. Have you understood, children? Why have I matched the different animals with the different words? Because the sound made by a duck is called as quack. So I have matched a duck with quack. The sound made by a snake is called as hiss. So I have matched snake with hiss. The sound made by a frog is called as croak. So I have matched frog with croak. The sound made by a cow is called as move. So I have matched cow with move. Next is what have we done? Next part of module number 5, children. Here some dotted numbers are given. What we were supposed to do here? We were supposed to join the numbers, and after joining the numbers, it was an animal that after joining the numbers, animal or a bird or an insect. So guess which animal makes the given sound in each case. Join the dots to see if you have got the answer right. Color the pictures after you have done. Children, in this box, some words are given. What we are supposed to do, children? Here, see the first one. The word given is bleat. The word given is bleat. What is this word bleat, children? The sound made by a goat is called as bleat. The sound made by a goat is called as bleat. So here in this blank, we will write goat. Why we will write here goat? Because the sound made by a goat is called as bleat. So bleat word is already given. So here we will write goat. First you will write this, children. Then you will join the dots and you will check whether the answer we have written here and the picture here matches. So children, the answer here is goat. And when you join these numbers, the picture formed is of a goat, isn't it? What have you supposed to do here, children, in this activity? Here, one box is given and 4 words are given. Below, the sounds of different animals, birds, or insects are given. You have to choose the words from this box and write. Okay, the first word given is bleat. Bleat is the sound made by a goat. So we will write here goat. And what is the spelling of goat, children? It is given here. It is G-O-A-T, goat. And see here, after you have written here goat, you will join these numbers. And you have joined the numbers, then you can see a picture of goat is formed. That means your answer is correct. Goat is the answer and the picture also formed is goat. And after you have made the picture of a goat, you have to color it. Okay. Next is same thing here also, children. Next, what is given over here? Sing. All birds sing, isn't it? So sing word is given. Who can sing? Birds, isn't it? So you will write your bird. And after writing your bird, you will join the dots and you can see a picture of bird is formed. Okay, children, sing. What is the word given here? Sing. And the options given are bird, hen, bee, and goat. Hen can sing no. Goat can sing no. Bee can sing no. So only bird can sing. So you will write here bird. And what is the spelling of bird, children? It is B-I-R-D, bird. And after you have written your bird, you will join the numbers and you will make a bird. Okay, and afterwards you will have to color this. Then is bus. See, buzz is the sound made by a bee. So here you will write bee and you will form a picture of a bee. Okay. Next is cluck. Cluck is the sound made by a hen. So here you will write H-E-N, hen, and you will join the dots and make a hen. Then children, we have learned about describing words. What are describing words? The words that tell us something more about a naming word that is called as a describing word. The words which tell us something more about a naming word that is called as a describing word. For example, Rahul is a fat boy. Your children, Rahul and boy are naming words. Rahul and boy are naming words. The word fat tells us what kind of boy Rahul is. So fat is a describing word. Next is, I have 6 pencils. Pencil is a naming word. The word 6 tells us how many pencils there are. So 6 is a describing word. Next is, Sonia is a good girl. Sonia and girl are naming words. The word good tells us what kind of girl Sonia is. So good is a describing word. Next is Rohan has 2 balls. Rohan and balls are naming words. 2 tells us how many balls Rohan has. So to is a describing word. To is a describing word because to tells us how many balls Rohan has. Next is underline the naming words. Then draw a star on top of each describing word. Children, we are running short of time. We will finish this very fast. All of you, please pay attention. The sweet apples are on the floor. Apples and floor are naming words. Sweet word tells us what kind of apples there are. So sweet is a describing word. The fluffy kitten is sleeping. Kitten is a naming word. The word fluffy tells us what kind of kitten it is. So fluffy is a describing word. Next is she has long hair. Hair is naming word. Long tells us what kind of hair she has. So long is a describing word. Similarly, there are 5 birds in the sky. Birds and sky are naming words. 5 tells us something more about birds. So 5 is a describing word. So children, what are describing words? Describing words are the words which tell us something more about a naming word. Okay, children, that's all with module number 5. Tomorrow, we will revise our English. Okay, so that's all for today, children. We will meet tomorrow and continue our revision. Thank you.